Lies are expensive. They seem like a good idea at the time, but they rarely turn out to be good ideas. James Halperin is an award-winning author. His 1997 book, The Truth Machine, brilliantly speculates on the societal consequences associated with always telling the truth. Society is turned upside down, of course. Not only does crime disappear, but people no longer ask seemingly mundane questions about whether their clothes are flattering. Here in the real world, we tend to believe we're honest, at least when it matters. Yet I don't know anybody who believes that politicians, CEOs, and media personalities are honest. But we are honest, of course, we the people. Imagine, though, that climate scientists are not fully honest. Imagine they withhold information about self-reinforcing feedback loops. As a result, they claim that ongoing abrupt climate change is rapidly reversible. Imagine climate scientists don't tell people about the aerosol masking effect, sometimes called global dimming. As a result, they point to decreased industrial activity as a solution to too many greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. How do they act? Do you know any climate scientists who live off-grid? Do you know any politicians who live off-grid? Do you know any CEOs who live off-grid? Do you know any media personalities who live off-grid? I am often told that we, the people, cannot be told the full truth about climate change. If the populace were actually informed, the story goes, chaos would result. That's why politicians and media personalities, who have been working hand in hand for many decades, will not reveal the whole stinking story to the plebes. Wait, what? That makes no sense. If the so-called powers that be really believe people will go bananas when they are informed about the truth, can you imagine how people will act when they actually find out they've been lied to? Think about it for more than 3 seconds and you'll realize this makes no sense. The potential trade-off here is full knowledge now or full knowledge later. The reward, according to the story I hear every day, is another reasonably calm day for the sociopaths pulling the strings of empire. If you, or more importantly, the sociopaths pulling the strings of empire, believe knowledge leads to immediate chaos, then information must be withheld as long as possible. But what if it works differently? What if, as I imagine, people appreciate having access to information? All of it. What if people will come to appreciate every day alive once they understand how fragile the situation actually is for humans on Earth? Please imagine with me that the best-case scenario described by Harvard professor James Anderson and Jennifer McKinnon of the Scripps Institution and also the University of California, San Diego turns into reality. Under this scenario, the first ice-free Arctic Ocean in the history of civilization will be upon us in late September of next year, 2023. Full impacts, including a rate of environmental change too rapid for humans and other species to adapt, would be realized the following year, 2024. What if, with full knowledge regarding loss of habitat for our species on Earth, the end of our species plays out like Ray Bradbury's 1951 short story, The Last Night of the World? In Bradbury's short story, which you can find online, acceptance was the prevailing attitude during literally the last night of the world for humans. Nobody jumped on a plane to fly west, and therefore extend their lives by a few hours. Sadness was experienced as people kissed their loved ones, said good night, and went to sleep. They actually accepted their near-term deaths and acted accordingly. They did not lie, not to themselves and not to others. I have been promoting accepting the evidence, including the fact that all living organisms die, for many years. This message is contrary to the prevailing narrative in our culture, the message that death is for other people. On the other hand, I am certain death will greet us all, and soon. After all, we are losing habitat for Homo sapiens throughout the world. If you're not saddened by this situation, one could argue you're not paying attention. Allowing your emotional discomfort to completely disrupt your life is not a healthy response. Again, I encourage studying and pursuing recovery from grief, as described in the 20th anniversary edition of the Grief Recovery Handbook by John James and Russell Friedman. Again, I encourage acceptance of the near-term extinction of our species, as pointed out by abundant literature to which I have referred often in this space. With this dire situation in mind, I am offering an audio course in conservation biology. A link to the description is posted below. If you're interested, you can also register for the course at the same link. What if, when they are informed in advance, the people decide it would be ridiculous to kill their neighbors for their next meal? I think we are lied to, a lot, by climate scientists, politicians, CEOs, and media personalities. I think lying is a bad idea. I think providing full information to people is a great idea. Something to think about as our time winds down. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing to this channel. If you subscribe, please click the bell so you will be notified about future videos. Feel free to share this video. Become a member of this channel for additional perks at as little as 99 cents per month. Mostly, though, thanks for watching.